little spray paint project. Be careful, this stuff can be toxic. Now, toxic is a word you might have heard before, but it's just a big word that means it's something that's dangerous, and if it gets in your body, it can actually make you really sick. Now, some examples of toxins are sometimes the air that we breathe, right? We can breathe in toxins. Sometimes on red alert days, you might have heard that if you can't go out to recess or something, we have red alert days. It just means that chemicals get in the air and then actually come in as we breathe in the air, right? Then actually sometimes if we breathe it in, sometimes we could swallow them. Like what if we don't wash our fruits and vegetables? Or sometimes if you eat with your hands and you haven't washed them, sometimes toxins can get in our body that way. The other way toxins can get in is sometimes through our skin. Like if sometimes we brush up against something that kind of irritates our skin and we get a rash, right? So there's a few different ways that our bodies deal with toxins. Well, our bodies are really pretty efficient and they know how to get rid of them. But the really interesting thing is what you eat can actually help you get rid of toxins. Come on inside, I'm going to show you a little bit more about that. So if toxins stay in your body too long, it can be really bad, right? You can get sick, you can stay sick, and you can lose lots of energy and just not feel great. But I have an answer, and you've seen it before. It's tall, it's green, and it is a nutrition machine. Broccoli, right? And I know you've probably had those fights with your mom and dad or maybe your caretaker to eat your broccoli, but it's very true. Broccoli has a really cool thing about it, and here's what it is. It helps to get toxins out of your body. It's one of the highest vegetables. It's called a detoxifier. So broccoli goes into your body and it starts taking out those toxins that can help make you sick. It's incredible. Not many vegetables and fruits do it as well as broccoli does. The other thing that broccoli does is it actually helps to repair your cells. Everybody put your hands up. Put your fingers together, right? So imagine this is your cell. Toxins get inside cells and they break them apart. Well, broccoli helps to repair cells so that all the functions inside the cells that want to make you healthy will work. It's pretty amazing. Now, not only does it help repair cells and detoxify, broccoli has 22 vitamins and minerals. It's incredible to think of all the things that broccoli has. Vitamin A, vitamin B6, vitamin C, manganese, potassium. I could go on and on. All right, let me show you a few ways in the kitchen to get your broccoli in your diet. Take a peek in here. You won't believe it. This sounds so neat. Now it's very, very hot because what we're doing is steaming the broccoli. This is one of the easiest ways to cook broccoli. All you're gonna do is take a pan, put a tiny bit of water in the bottom, sprinkle a little salt, and then throw in your pieces of broccoli, right? Now you can take broccoli and you can actually just rip it off with your finger, right? Kind of snaps in half, and you've got a little broccoli head. Now you can throw that right in the pan, make sure you've washed it obviously, or you can use a little knife and cut it off. But the best thing about this is you see how, now that it's almost done, there's no water left. That means all the nutrients actually stayed inside the broccoli. Now if I were to take this same piece of broccoli and put it in a whole pot of water, the water and the nutrients would go out together, and then we'd have just kind of a limp piece of broccoli. We don't want that. So when you steam broccoli, it keeps all the nutrients inside this delicious, can you see that steam? This delicious piece of broccoli, right? So all 22 vitamins and minerals, all those things that help detoxify your body or take the toxins out, and then also all the cell repair, right? So in one little bite, you won't believe how much benefit you get. Oh, it's perfect. I can taste that salt. Okay, come on over here. I'm going to show you 2 more ways to get your broccoli in your diet. One of my favorite ways to eat broccoli is simply by dipping it in your favorite dressing. In my house, that happens to be ranch. So you can take a little tiny piece or a bigger piece, dip it in your ranch, and enjoy it, right? It's fantastic. Adds a lot of fiber to your diet, and it really is good. It has a little bit of sweetness, and it's really flavorful, actually. Okay. After we've cooked it, I've got this full pan of cooked broccoli, right? You can also dip that in ranch if you like. Put it on your plate, drizzle a little ranch, or maybe even a little bit of cheese. The other way we like to eat broccoli at our house is if we take a little handful of noodles, we're gonna put a little bit, actually I'll put on the broccoli first. Just take some of your cooked broccoli, place it right on top. Now, the other thing I wanted to show you, see that? 4 pieces of broccoli. That's all it is. A half a cup is a full serving of broccoli. So if you get a half a cup, you're getting everything that you need, plus almost 136% vitamin C. That means if you only ate that broccoli, you wouldn't need any other vitamin C for the day. Now, that doesn't mean not to eat any other fruits and vegetables, but it means this stuff is powerful, right? So once you put the broccoli on top, take your favorite cheese. Mine is Parmesan, so I'm gonna put the Parmesan right on top. And then sometimes if you want to add a little bit more flavor, I'll use something called chicken broth, right? But you don't have to use that. You could use a little bit of milk if you like it to be kind of creamy. Put it on top. I'm going to pop it in the microwave for about 20 seconds. And I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out. Oh, I think it's ready. Check this out. It melted right on top. That Parmesan is melted. It's coating the broccoli. Now, let it cool off for a few seconds, then get your fork and dig in. You won't believe it. 4 ingredients. They're absolutely a wonderful dinner or snack, right? Super simple. Nice job. So make sure to eat your broccoli this week any way you like, right? Even a couple times a week. 1 head of broccoli is less than like 60 cents. So it's really cheap to get broccoli in your diet. It'll make you really healthy, repair your cells, give you lots of vitamins and minerals, and help detoxify. Nice job. Meet me in the next room. We'll do some yoga. So just like broccoli can help detoxify our bodies, breathing can help detoxify, right? So instead of taking those little breaths that we do every day and we don't really think about them, paying attention to our breath can make a big difference, right? So let's practice that breathing that we all know how to do. Thumbs on the rib cage. Good, you can feel those little bones, those 8 or 9 sections, right? Place them right here, and then place your fingertips resting right on your stomach. Good, and what we're gonna do is relax your shoulders. Do some little circles with them. Bring them up high. And bring them down low. Nice job. Now let's take 5 deep breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Try to go a little bit bigger. Inhale. And exhale. 3 more. Inhale. And exhale. Nice. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Nice job. So when we take those fresh breaths, new oxygen has to come in our body and the old oxygen is pushed out, right? So it's really good to take those big deep breaths, especially if you're feeling like you can't focus or maybe you're getting a little bit tired, right? Take a few deep breaths and kind of renew that focus, okay? So we're gonna do 2 poses today. One is chair pose that we've done before, and then we're gonna add a fun side chair pose to it, right? So we're gonna use about 4 or 5 different muscle groups today. I want you to see if you can guess which ones they are. Let's start out with a sun salutation, and then we'll move into chair pose. All right, so we're gonna come up to the front. Make sure you push your chair in and nothing's gonna be around you that you can hit. Okay, and we're gonna take a big deep breath, inhale, and exhale, full forward. Good, step or jump back, holding here like a plank from a ship, and lowering down. Now you can always drop your knees too if you need to. Good, inhale up, like a cobra. Good, place the toes in the mat, lift it all the way back up and press your heels towards the back of the mat. Now we're gonna take 5 deep breaths here. Inhale, and exhale. If those muscles are feeling tight, kind of go back and forth like this. Get the muscles warmed up just a little bit. Good, take 3 more breaths. Inhale, and exhale. 2 more, inhale, and exhale. Good, for the last one, we're gonna do a little bit of a challenge. Make sure your hands are placed right in front of you and you've got really strong hands and shoulders engaged. We're gonna try to lift off 1 hand and see if you can take a breath here. Inhale, and exhale. Nice job. Now put the right hand back down, lift the left hand up. Inhale, and exhale. Good. Now I want you to try and lift off the right foot. Ready? Inhale, and exhale. Nice. Okay, replace the right foot. The left foot comes out. Ready? Inhale, and exhale. Drop it back down. Now, do you think we can try one of each? We're gonna take a right hand up and a left hand. Just lift them off slightly. Ready? And drop it back down. Nice job. Your brain's having to work really hard. Now your left hand and your right foot. Inhale up. and drop it back down. Nice job. When you're ready, slowly drop to your knees and sit all the way back. And make sure that blood can redistribute throughout your body so you don't get dizzy. Okay, when you're ready, we're gonna stand back up and come into chair pose. Okay, take one big breath here, inhale, and exhale. Nice job. Now, can you already feel which muscles are working? I can feel my leg muscles getting warm. I can feel my shoulders and my arms because we just used those, right? And even my back muscles. So pay attention to which muscles we're using to help hold us in different poses. All right, we're gonna come up to chair pose. So our feet are gonna be maybe this far apart, right? They're gonna support our hips. So if you were to draw a line from your hips all the way down to your feet, that's about how far they should be apart. We call it hip width apart, okay? So all we're gonna do is pretend like we're sitting in a chair. Now, some people sit in a chair like this, that's fine, but it's hard to balance like that. So you wanna bring your fingertips forward and pretend like you're reaching for the opposite side of the room because you've got tension. You're reaching here, but your sit bones are reaching back. Let me turn to the side so you can see. Good. Now, if you're sitting like this, it's a little bit hard so that you can feel, it's a little bit hard to feel your muscles working. But if you're sitting all the way back down, like you're trying to find a chair, your muscles are working, right? Good, take 3 breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Last one, inhale and exhale. Good, drop the hands forward and take a breath here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good, slowly roll up, 1 vertebra at a time. Let the head be the last thing to come up. Inhale the arms up and exhale back down. Okay, we're coming back into chair pose and then we're gonna add one more fun thing to it, okay? So reach the hands out and the sit bones reach back, okay? 3 breaths here, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now, if you want to challenge, see if you can lift your toes off the floor. Good, even if you have shoes on, just lift your toes off just a bit. Inhale and exhale. Good, now watch what I'm gonna do now. I'm bringing my hands together because it's gonna create tension in the hands. Then I'm gonna turn to the left side and place my arm right on my knee. Now, I know your legs are starting to feel warm, so you're gonna push that left hand into the right and try to look up. Take a big deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now, see if you can open them up. Stretch side to side. Inhale and exhale. Last one, inhale and exhale. Fold them back together, come back to chair pose, and drop it forward. Good job. I bet you feel those muscles warming up now. Let's take 3 breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Good, try to let your neck relax, shake it side to side. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Okay, when you're ready, we're gonna come all the way back into chair pose and just try it on the other side. So 1 breath here, inhale and exhale. Now, hands come together, creating that tension. Take the left elbow and try to hook it on the other leg. Okay, and begin to twist. Now, the way that you twist is you kind of push that right arm into that left hand, and then if you want to open, go ahead. If not, you can keep the hands together. Okay, take 2 breaths, inhale and exhale. Last one, inhale and exhale. Hands come back together, reach back to chair pose, and exhale, fall forward. Nice job. When you're ready, take 2 big breaths. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Nice job. Let's give those legs a break. Sit all the way back down on the floor. And we're gonna do a pencil stretch, okay? Since we've worked those muscles, now we're gonna stretch them. So all we're gonna do, sit all the way flat, and imagine you're drawing an L. So there's a line here and a line there. Not a slouch shoulder, but a line, okay? Nice job. Inhale the arms up. Now, once you've got that straight line, place the hands here and keep the length. Slowly walk out. Now, if this is as far as you can go, stay here. We're not in a race. We're not comparing against our friends. We're just trying to make our bodies be as healthy as they can, right? If you can walk out a little farther, reach a little farther. And then take a couple breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Now you might be able to tell here, this isn't really feeling like a stretch, so I can go farther. Now if it's feeling like too much of a stretch, come back and take your breath there. Everyone's bodies are different, right? And one pose that might be easy for you might be hard for somebody else. So just work through your body and then take big deep breaths. Inhale and exhale. Now it's okay to bend the back here and slowly roll the head forward towards the legs. Inhale and exhale. Last one, inhale and exhale. Good, slowly come back up. Anytime it's winter or it's cold outside, muscles are gonna be tight. So if you feel like it's hard to stretch, that's normal. Anytime it's tight, your body's trying to retain the heat. So it's gonna hold on to that, right? So kind of move slowly. Now, we're gonna do daydream today. Now, a few months ago, we did a pencil. We held the pencil, right? So I brought a pencil today, or a pen, whatever you have in front of you, okay? And all I want you to do is grab the pencil or a pen or a marker, whatever's convenient, and I want you to just hold it in your hand, okay? We're just gonna rest it right down here. Now the goal is, I want you to see if you can close your eyes and focus so well on the sound of your breath that you forget all about that pencil, okay? Don't even think about it, all right? I'm gonna place it right in our hand. Here we go. We're gonna take 5 deep breaths. Let's try it. Inhale and exhale. Make sure it gets in a spot that isn't moving. Your hands kind of relax. Nice job. We're gonna try it for 1 minute and 10 seconds. Build it every week. Nice job. Okay. Keep listening to the breath. Inhale and exhale. Try to relax the face muscles. Relax your eyelids, your shoulders. Relax your arms and your hands. Relax your legs, your calves, even your feet. Relax the muscles that you just used for chair pose. Allow them to just feel heavy. Seconds. Way up to 10. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And exhale back down. Nice job. So if I were to ask you, did you forget about the pencil? Could you actually think about your breath long enough that you forgot this was there? Nice job. We're gonna practice it again next week. And we're gonna see if we can forget it. Maybe we'll place it somewhere else, okay? Nice job this week. Remember to eat your broccoli any way you like and leave a comment about your favorite way to enjoy broccoli. See you next week.